Hello everyone, welcome to our channel.
Hello?
Now today let's talk about some deeper topics.
Yes.
I like to go with an example. Last year, I started becoming friends with someone I had just met. They were constantly making me take decisions very quickly. Let's go here, let's do this, accept that, trust me. At first, I thought what a clear and trustworthy person they were. But then I realized that if I said I didn't want to decide right now, they would solve. They would give me the silent treatment. Whenever I said no, they tried to make me feel guilty. And most importantly, I always stayed silent when I felt bad because I didn't express what I was feeling in those moments. After a while, this relationship stopped feeling like it belonged to me.
Were they acting indifferent?
Yes.
When you were sad?
Yes. I felt alone.
Yes.
That's exactly why today, what I want from you might be the 3 most effective ways to protect yourself from manipulation.
Yes.
I want to learn these.
Good. Is this something you experienced or did you read about it somewhere?
I read it somewhere.
Good. I'm glad it didn't happen to you.
But we go through it.
Yes, and often without even realizing it. It's something that's talked about a lot. It's most specifically observed in narcissists. So, I want to ask this. Why are narcissists able to use manipulation so effectively? The most important underlying trait is this. They are 100% convinced that their decisions are correct. This puts them in a determined and strong position in communication.
But for narcissists, it's only them that matter, right? Only themselves.
Yes.
They don't sense empathy anyway.
Yes, they don't. Now, the exact opposite of this. Okay? What about people who are very social and very agreeable? An excessive effort to be agreeable. If the other person thinks their own decision is right, and attitudes like, all right, let's just do what they say, start to appear. Now, manipulation is actually a process. Yes, in that situation, in what you read, when someone says, come on, let's do this, trust me, and you say yes, you go along with it, that's okay. But if you say, I don't want to decide right now, I can't decide, or I don't want to do it, then that's bad.
Of course, very.
We understand these things from situations like this. So, yes, it's a process, and it happens in those momentary things too, but the more your decisions are shaped by these attitudes and phrases, after a while, they don't even need to say anything anymore. This time, you start to change. This is what real manipulation is. Instead of saying, let's do this today, you start asking them, what should we do today? You start asking them, they're going to make the decision anyway. This is more like manipulation. This gradually causes their influence over your life to increase and spread to other areas of your life. That's exactly what the article is talking about. The situation where you say, I started to feel like the relationship didn't belong to me, is exactly this.
So, how can we protect ourselves?
Yes, but first, why should we protect ourselves, in my opinion? Let's talk about that. Because we are individuals too. We have our own decisions and preferences as well. Look, nothing that comes in excess is ever good. Being overly agreeable, saying I'm a really good person, I'm very understanding. Why? Don't you have any boundaries? Your ability to say no, and so on. Like, this isn't really suitable for me, but never mind, let's do it so they can be happy. How often do you use this kind of phrase in your life? How often do situations like this occur in your life? Take a moment to reflect on that. If these situations happen frequently, you are very susceptible to manipulation. So how can we protect ourselves from these? Let me give you 3 things. Let's not make the video too long, because this could go on for days. We'll touch on things related to manipulation in other videos as well. Like tactics for protecting yourself from manipulation. I could even talk about manipulation tactics themselves. Well, I don't know how ethical that would be though. Yes, protection tactics. First of all, being able to say no. Being able to say no isn't just something made up of words or letters. Being able to say no also includes what comes after. If you think the other person will be hurt or upset, or that your friendship will be ruined when you say no, then saying no becomes very difficult. But if you think this is your choice, then you've been given an option. There are two options you can choose from, yes or no. Just as yes is an option, no is also an option. Look at it only from this perspective and say no. You don't have to convince the other person about why you said no afterwards. One, second, you don't always have to make a decision right away. And third, you can do this, well, when you say no, they will insist. Or if you say you can't decide right away, they will insist. In that case, use I statements and express your feelings. Right now, I feel pressure. I especially avoid making decisions in situations like this with attitudes like, don't do this to me, give me some time, you can free yourself from manipulation. Now, actually, there's also this situation. People, most of the time, they don't want to be manipulative on purpose. All right? Just like I mentioned, people who are extremely accommodating, very understanding, and very affectionate can actually push the other person into manipulation.
Yes.
We also need to look at the situation from this perspective. At this point, it's also helpful to take a look at ourselves. So, social balance, social harmony, genuine social harmony can't be achieved just by being overly accommodating or understanding. By the way, real manipulators, right? People who truly manipulate you will shape you without you even realizing it. Real manipulators are people who can shape and direct your choices without you even noticing. For example, we saw this in a television series recently. A man who cheats on his wife with her best friend gets caught by his wife, and she says to him, "How could you do this to me? And with my best friend, no less." And the narcissistic husband says to her, "You forced me to do this."
So, once again, the one who was cheated on becomes the guilty party.
Yes, the other side's goal is to make you think this.
I left him alone, so he had right to cheat.
Yes, I was the one who brought my friend over.
Yes.
So I made it possible for him to cheat. If I hadn't done this, my spouse wouldn't have cheated on me.
But actually, oh no.
This is where persistence and a firm stance come in. For example, in the conversation, the man says, "I didn't show her any interest. She was the one who showed interest in me. And you were leaving me feeling so neglected. During our fights, I never felt understood. I realized that she understood me better. You know, one night when I was drunk and so on and so forth."
It's always like that.
These kinds of statements, especially if the woman has a fear of abandonment, when met with persistent and determined behavior. That's why our videos are really important for you. See? Yeah, could it be that I really did something like this? From the moment that question mark is formed, the path to manipulation has been opened.
Thank you.
Take another look at yourself.
If you liked the video, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and leave a comment.
What do you mean? If they liked it, of course they liked it. You liked the video. You really liked the video. You're going to turn on the notification bell after watching this video.
Absolutely do not let yourself be manipulated.
Alright. See you in the next video.